Laughter skated over the lawn like heat shimmer, careless. Dylan tipped his bottle toward me, grin wide as the moon. To Leah, our family's paper pilot. The table cracked up. Faces swung my way, shining with fond amusement, proud of the joke. I smiled because it was safer than the truth. Because smells never wash out. The bite of burned hydraulic fluid, the sour of scorched rope, and because the sound of men clawing haunts longer than fireworks. They didn't know that. They didn't know who Revenant One was. Better that way, I'd told myself for years. But the night had a different edge. Each chuckle felt like a nail tapped true. Dylan rolled into his story about real discipline and mental toughness, words puffed like cigar smoke, thick, performative, choking. No one looked at me, not even out of politeness. They didn't have to. Everyone already knew their version of me. I wrapped both hands around my beer until the aluminum bowed. The Mercer family tradition, loud voices, louder pride, left thin oxygen for quiet ones like me. Colonel Warren Mercer, my uncle, lifted his drink back at Dylan, father and son paired like lighthouse and echo. Pride made the old man glow. I stood when the laughter swelled again and drifted toward the dark line where the yard became beach. The surf slapped the sand in even breaths. Salt reached me before the water did. Barefoot, ankles stung by the cold bite, I made myself a promise I could say out loud without giving anything away. The next time they laughed, I wouldn't answer with silence. My name is Leah Mercer, and that was the last summer anyone mistook my quiet for weakness. 2 years later, I came back with a steadiness I'd earned at altitude, and the backyard felt too small to hold it. Same grill smoke, same country playlist, same ocean wind combing the palmettos. Dylan stood at the center like a streetlight, drawing moths. "Welcome home, Captain Mercer," he called, raising his beer. "Heard the Navy's got you filing memos now." Laughter fizzed. I smiled. "Depends on the ceiling. Some of us work above yours." The noise thinned, then recovered into a bristle of jokes. Uncle Warren looked up, pride and warning crossing his face at once. They bragged about Dylan's gym, his training camps, his discipline. No one asked me anything that mattered. The aluminum in my hand dented again, and I set the can down before it taught onlookers the shape of my grip. A voice I didn't expect cut through. "Mercer!" A weathered man in a faded frogman tee clapped Warren on the shoulder. "Haven't seen you since the Gulf. Remember that pilot got you out near Rasduma? Hell of a stick. What was her handle?" He squinted toward me like trying to place a face in a cockpit. Warren's jaw moved once, twice. He forced a grin that didn't land. "Revenant One," he said, too soft for show, just loud enough for me. My pulse misstepped. Dylan snorted, still oblivious. "Bet that pilot's got more guts than the paper planes around here." "Some of us fly where there are no do-overs," I said. It wasn't loud. It didn't have to be. The patio air lost its sugar. I stood and walked toward the dune path, sand cooling under my feet, the surf's hush replacing the failed laughter. Behind me, chairs scraped. In the sliding door glass, I caught Warren's reflection rise and turn, his expression stripped of rank. At the waterline, I let the breakers numb my ankles. Footsteps stopped a pace behind me. "Leah," he said, voice gravel worn down by years. "Thank you. I know who you are." Warren stood beside me, not the colonel, just a man lit by moon. "I kept it quiet to protect the story we built around Dylan," he said. "It protected my pride instead." He pressed a coin into my palm, his team's challenge coin, edges worn. "I should have given this years ago." He did what medals never could, told the truth where it mattered. His 60th filled the yard with neighbors and uniforms. Dylan worked the crowd. When someone teased about my paper wings, Warren's voice landed like a bell. "You're talking to the pilot who brought my men home." The night paused. A veteran near the grill straightened. "Revenant One?" he asked. I nodded. Dylan's mouth opened, closed. He crossed to me, hands empty. "I've been playing at courage," he said. "I'm sorry." "I know," I answered. "Start again." After that, noise in the Mercer backyard changed key. The bragging thinned. Evan, Dylan's boy, traced the coin's engraving and said, "Aunt Leah flies where the sky is hard." I told him the truth I wish I'd heard younger. Courage isn't loud, it's steady. Years later, jets carved lines over Pensacola as I stood on a runway of brass. Warren waited at the edge of the crowd, shoulders squared. He offered a salute. I returned it. The gap between what we were and what we said finally closed. Silence, at last, not a hiding place, a home.